Thank you guys for joining in on another video. Today we're going to be covering something real tragic, the Colorado grocery store shooting that happened um, just yesterday. Um, what to know about the Colorado grocery store shooting. 10 people were killed in the attack at a supermarket in Boulder, including police officer. A suspect was arrested after being injured during the shooting, according to the city's police chief. Officials did not say what had prompted the attack. Around 2:30, the aisles of King Soopers grocery store, a few miles south of campus of University of Colorado, became a scene of terror when a gunman began shooting. Shoppers and employees ran for cover, and some said they had escaped through an employee stock area and loading dock. Talks a little bit about the victims. We'll get into the victims more, but Eric Talley was the police officer who was first on the scene, and give him a lot of we got to give him, or I give him a lot of credit for preventing more people from being killed. Seems like a real selfless guy. Anyway, so we'll look at what CNN covered, just to give some other sources here. So, suspect in Colorado grocery store faces 10 counts of murder. That's right. That's kind of what that intro paragraph says. The motive in the killings, one of several mass shootings in the past week, isn't immediately known. And investigators will say, and the investigation will take a long time. I think when we talk about motives and intent, it's usually pretty clear on what the motive intent is if the shooter is white. But we're actually looking, the shooter here, I forgot to kind of mention, this was Ahmed Alawi Alisa. I actually think the right thing is to not jump to conclusions about motive, because the whole point of our court system is, innocent until proven guilty. Not saying this guy's innocent at all, but until we have the facts, it's not really healthy to jump to a motive. Just want to point out that if the shooter is white, and this just happened last week with a massage parlor shooting, the motive became publicized very quickly, even though that was different from what the police concluded for motive. So we'll just give it a little moment for some of the victims here. Eric Talley, he was the 11-year veteran. He was a father of 7, and he lost his life. Really, really tough. Ricky Olds. We're gonna go only talk about the people really with pictures, so we can put a little context to it. Kevin Mahoney. This guy just got to walk his daughter down the aisle last year for her wedding, and now she's pregnant. And she's gonna be strong for her granddaughter. I think it's terrible that this guy's not going to be able to meet his granddaughter. Real tragedy here with a young kid, Denny Strong. He was a 20-year-old. He was just checking out for buying some lunch. He was a smart kid trying to be an airline pilot, with goals to be a commercial airline pilot. Then the last victims we have are Terry Leaker, Nevin Stancic, Trelona Bart Kowike, Suzanne Fountain, and Jody Waters. And apologies if I pronounced them wrong. Lynn Murray. That's not my intent. My intent is to give them all a second and a little bit of respect. One of the points of these videos is to show you guys some of the, how some of the internet's handling this. So here we go. This guy Edward Hardy. He's a certified Twitter user with this blue little symbol. Says, the white Colorado shooter was taken into custody, alive and well, while innocent black Americans are regularly murdered by police. We know right here that the guy wasn't white. Ahmed Alawi Alisa. So this guy's jumping to conclusions wicked hard. That was last night. Here we go. Here's some other tweets on top of this tweet. Another white boy, mass shooting, spree shooter, taken alive. Not beat to a quivering pulp by the police. Don't try to tell me there's equal justice under the law in this country. So far, I see 3. The rich, famous, whites, and non-whites. Such a joke. Here we have another one. Fascist parlor watch. I knew the Colorado mass shooter had to be white the moment I heard he was taken into custody. He shot multiple people and is still alive. Cops serve the interests of white supremacy. Now, these guys are delusional. Because, unfortunately to their, hopes and bias, it wasn't a white shooter. So you see how kind of disgusting people are trying to capitalize on tragedy in ways that are absolutely, in my opinion, disgusting. And we're going to look at one more take on this by Ilhan Omar. She's a politician from Minnesota. But essentially, on March 17th when the um, I don't know his name, the massage parlor shooting happened. Um, she says, it isn't hard to understand why it's so normalized for law enforcement to protect the humanity of white mass murders and their willingness to continually make excuses. So the police quoted, yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did. Law enforcement official explains Robert Aaron Long's, okay, that's his name, decision to kill 8 people in a strange manner. Um, so, I mean, I would agree that even this shooter that happened in Colorado seemed like he was having a really bad day, and this is what he did. I don't think that's making excuses for him. I mean, maybe it was a good day for him, but any normal person, that I think that's a really bad day. Anyway, so let's see what she's saying about this shooting now that happened to a came from what looks like to be somebody more related to her identity. The shooter's race or sorry for the list. Shooter's race or ethnicity seems front and center when they aren't white. Otherwise, it's just a mentally ill young man having a bad day. Narratives drive our responses to awful crimes committed against innocent people. Pay attention to these responses and who's targeted. Yeah, we're paying attention to your responses, Ilhan. Um, and you want to make it very clear about their identity right here when they're white. And now you're crying or kind of kvetching when the shooter's race or ethnicity seems front and center when they aren't white. So you are a walking paradox. I'm starting to get a little, I don't know, a little restless with how inconsistent some of these people see these tragedies. So anyway, you know, I want you guys to be able to, draw your own conclusions. Stay safe out there. But I just wanted to cover this story a little bit to show you guys how messed up some of these people are. How bad they want to fetishize the white supremacy that really doesn't exist in a way that they think it exists. Just really, really sorry, people. Anyway, thank you guys. Stay safe. Have a great night.